You ever hear about that insane night when I almost sold my soul for a trust fund check, only to get roped into an improv class that turned my life into a circus? I was 22, broke, desperate, and still clinging to the fantasy that some rich relative might surprise me with a lump sum. I walked into that dimly lit community center after a friend begged me to try improv, because I needed something to fill the dead hours between midnight shifts at the diner. The place smelled like stale coffee and cheap perfume, and the instructor, some hipster with a man bun, herded us onto a stage and forced us to pretend we weren't terrified. Within minutes, a manager burst in, a slick guy named Victor who smelled like pine cologne and cheap whiskey, and he whispered that he knew a backdoor way to snag a trust fund by performing a real-life sketch for a board of investors. He handed me a bottle of kombucha that tasted like rotten apples and told me to drink it before we went on. I cracked it open, the fizzy gunk sprayed everywhere, and I felt my stomach revolt as I swallowed the nasty fizz. Victor pushed us onto the stage, and we improvised a scene about a billionaire who lost his money because he trusted a shady accountant. The audience, some rich retirees in silk suits, laughed and Victor's eyes glittered like he'd just hit the jackpot. I spat out the dregs of the kombucha, cursed under my breath, and pretended to be a desperate heir, all while my mind raced with the absurdity of it all. The manager later pulled me aside and said I could have the cash if I kept quiet, and signed a contract that smelled like legal bullshit. The night ended with me stumbling home, the kombucha burps echoed in my ears, and the manager's promise hung over me like a bad hangover. I never got the money, but I got a story that still made people's eyes widen when I brought it up. You liked that tale, kept coming back for more.